knows what happens because he's ahead in the feed. Here comes Connor Mantz. Oh my goodness! And just like that, it's over. Just like that, Connor Mantz said, you can lead for a
I didn't
little
want to
bit."
say anything.
Oh, but
But keep
Kyoko
your
gave us
eyes on
that
Kip too.
moment. Gave us that moment there. Mantz closing hard. About to have a BYU individual sweep here with Orton in the women's race and Mantz in the men.
When was the last time we seen an individual sweep by a team?
The trivia,
Sorry to
Justin. I
ask
cannot
those
keep
tough
up with your
questions.
trivia. I know you've asked so many of them. You gotta throw these to us ahead of time. Gordon's thinking. That's Gordon's
I should have
thinking
sent you
there.
my
Thinking.
questions ahead of time.
No, we
I
should
don't
know
know.
that. That should. Oh man, this is easy. This is easy for Connor Mantz. I know times don't matter, but he smoked it that last 400. Kip 2, Kyoko 3rd. Now we're watching to see the rest of the field come in. I will read them names. Hicks, freshman, 4th. Beatlescomb, 5th. Wildshut, 6th. Nur, so NAU's top guy, they're in 7th. Klinger, so that's BYU's 2nd, in 8th. Half to Stringos of Villanova, 9. Dylan Jacobs of Notre Dame, 10. Nico Young, 11. Kemboy, 12. Bosley, 13. That's big. Robinson of Stanford. Boyd of Arkansas, 15. Allen, 16. Chebison of Arkansas, 17. Bienenfeld, 18. Bassioni of Wake Forest, 19. Muhammad, 20. Pollard, 21. Rodriguez, 22. And Blanks, 23. Herrera, 24. Sandali, 25. So I'm trying to, where did Kusha end up here? Okay, Kusha ended up in 37th, so he's there for, Hasty right behind him in 39th. So it's going to be NAU.
Wow. And right now, I'm seeing on the screen it says Iowa State 2nd right now on you guys' feed.
That
Yeah,
should
Iowa
hold as
State-
well, too.
Iowa State 2nd and Oklahoma State 3rd.
Oklahoma State
Now,
just built throughout at 5K, Oklahoma State was in 7th and then just built and built and built from there and really mounted a comeback. They were 6th at 6K. They were 4th at 7K and then just moved their way up progressively throughout. So good run there. But NAU 6, 9, 11, 32, 34 for the Lumberjacks. 5 titles,
Wow.
6 years. It's impressive. Gordon,
Now,
you had questions about NAU. You had questions about NAU, and they had answers for you.
I did. They gave me answers. But I do want to say one thing. I'll let Travis pull it up. So last night, I sent a text to Mike Smith and Jeremy Sudbury, the Iowa State and Northern Arizona coaches, and show them the text I sent them. I show them, Travis, I sent to you.
Individual text.
This is the text I said. I'll read it right now. This was sent yesterday. You have the thing. I said, let me read it. Where is it? Oh, sorry. Okay. I ran a bunch of different predictive algorithms for NCAAs, some more complex than the others. There's one, though, that is an only nutty / pre-nats algorithm. It correctly predicted BYU, NAU, Colorado in 2019. And this year, it outputs NAU, Iowa State, Oklahoma State, which is exactly the result we got.
No way.
Boom.
Well done.
Hey, Gordon,
and Jeremy responded
you gotta go
saying,
buy a lottery ticket.
He said, that would be a good day. We'll see what happens.
Yeah,
and it happened.
I'm surprised he responded to you. That's the other upset in that text chain. Oh, is that Cooper Tier that's down right now?
Cooper?
Ooh.
Oh, no. Yeah, it is.
Oh, no. Jeez.
Struggling to get to the finish line. He's on all fours right now, about 50 meters out, struggling to even walk. Not how he envisioned his day going. One of the favorites, but he's trying his best he can to get across the line.
Yeah.
This is. Have you ever had this happen to you, Justin, where your body just gives out and there's just nothing there?
I've never had it, but I sympathize to the people that have got it, and for him to keep getting up and trying to finish, not a lot of people would be able to do that. So, I hope he's okay. And, he's had a phenomenal season. I can only imagine how tired he is.
Great sportsmanship there. You see one of the other runners offering to help him, but I think he knows, he wants to get across on his own accord here. But yeah, when you go past that red line, like, your body just says no more, it's like, that's it. That's it. And all the good
Yeah.
intentions in the world, don't help you. Okay, he gets across the line there and collapses, and now he's going to get some medical attention as soon as he crosses the finish line. That can be scary too, with so many people trying to finish
Yeah.
and run quickly, and then you have a person who's on the ground in obvious pain. So hopefully, quick recovery for Cooper Tier, one of the brightest stars in the NCAA. I mean, I just remember all other big stars, right? I mean, you remember Jenny Simpson, right? Famously having her body
Oh,
just give out on her. Chris Zielinski had it happen as well too. Like, this meet can take the best people and turn
yeah.
them into mortals, and can reduce them down to what you saw right there. But great resilience for him to finish that race.
Yeah.
Gordon, thoughts? Justyn, thoughts overall in the race?
I'll let Gordon go first.
Well,
He's got more algorithms.
well, I'm happy that my
Yeah.
algorithm went 1, 2, 3. That's pretty impressive. So we'll see if Jeremy responds. Hey, he's like, you need to text me the night before every race of what's going to happen. I mean, obviously we have the teams that didn't do well. I think you can look at that 7, 8, 9 pack of BYU, Colorado, Notre Dame. They had championship hopes, podium hopes. So I'm sure they're a little frustrated with how that unfolded. You kind of look at what happened. BYU, I mean, like I said, Garnica needed to be top 25. He finished 48th. And then their 4-5, which just weren't in that top group. Notre Dame, we knew what they had. We knew they had that 6 All-American returners, but it just wasn't one of those days where they could able to replicate what happened last year. So when you're relying on people who last year finished 25th and then this year they finish 100th, it's probably not going to go too well. In Colorado, I mean, they're still not, they weren't expected to win, but they still had 5 all in the top 73. They just didn't have a true number 1 who's in the top 10 and a true number 2 who's in the top 25, which is what you basically need to compete. And on the positive side, NAU, I mean, 5 out of 6 years, I've done the math. They now join a very illustrious, is that the phrase?
Illustrious.
Sounds good to me.
Illustrious, J Squeeze, illustrious. They now join Arkansas. From 1990 to 1995, Arkansas won 5 out of 6. Northern Arizona now joins that group to win 5 out of 6 from 2016 to 2021. Now, if they were to win next year, they will tie UTEP. UTEP won 6 out of 7 from 75 to 81. So they have one more win. I know we're already thinking about, hey, what can they do next year? But they're moving up the ranks to have what could arguably be the greatest dynasty of all time. Because right now, UTEP still holds that mantle, winning 6 out of 7. Northern Arizona now at 5 out of 6. They're on pace to potentially pass or meet UTEP's record. So that's impressive from Northern Arizona. And then got to give credit for Iowa State. They won Nuttycombe. Despite winning Nuttycombe, it didn't get as much recognition. And a big reason for that is because, one, Oklahoma State wasn't there, but NAU, Arkansas, Colorado, BYU, Notre Dame, all the teams we thought were in contention were all at pre-nats. Mm-hmm. So you kind of looked at that result with the grain of salt, because you're thinking, well, NAU wasn't there, Colorado wasn't there, BYU. But, hey, they got the job done. The win actually meant something, and they're, again, second here behind a dominant NAU team. And Arkansas, sneakily always there in the top 4. I think back-to-back podium finishes for Arkansas. Same with Oklahoma State. Arkansas, they had a chance to potentially surprise NAU, but their 5th was 108th. So for perspective, they went 10, 13, 14 through 3, which matches up with what NAU had through 3. But when your 5th man is 108th, you're not going to get it done. And Arkansas did have one of their top runners not run this year, Luke Mead, a transfer from Furman. So I'm sure Arkansas is thinking, what could have done if what it could have been if he was healthy to be a better 5 runner for us. But still, podium is podium. You're going to take that any day of the week. And Stanford men
Yeah.
looking good, finishing 5th.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you, Gordon. Everything that you said. I predicted NAU was going to win. I think we got to give Iowa State their props, and especially with what you said, like they kind of went under the radar with pre-nats and everything. But I think even too, a point that wasn't brought up was that they also had a coaching change, right? I think Miss Coach Smith, was it Martin Smith?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, so I think like you got to give the team their props there because whether or not their coach now is already at that school or not, it's still new territory. It's kind of hard to have a coaching change, uh, in the middle of your season, especially if you're an athlete coming back. So, I think Iowa State, like huge props to them to get second with a coaching change. And I think the other thing I want to mention too is that I love the fact that NCAAs is being hosted at different, colleges now or different courses. I think, it was a lot more easier to prepare for, Louisville and Terre Haute every year. After you
Mm-hmm.
get your feet wet the first time as an athlete, you kind of know what to expect. But I think changing them up every year kind of makes the race more interesting and throws a lot of factors that you wouldn't have if you're just racing at the same two places every time. So I really think that's a cool thing that the NCAA incorporated just to have them race at different spots. And yeah, I think I just wanted to say like even Stanford, I think they were the biggest surprise for me. I didn't have them as being in the top 5, but it was really cool to see what that coach did over there at Stanford after Coach Milt left, just to keep that name, notable as it always has been.
Mm-hmm. Looks like we got the answer to your question, Justyn, about the last time there's been individual title sweeps. Travis sent us
Oh,
this 1988, Indiana, Bob Kennedy and
wow.
Michelle Deckers. Michelle Deckers and Bob Kennedy. So he had to go back to 1988. So you were right to ask the question because you think about it, you're
Yeah.
like, wait a minute, it's been a while since you've seen that happen. And 1988. So before you were born, just
1988, way
now you've
before I
seen
was born.
it. Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, Justyn, this has been terrific. Thank you for coming on and sharing your insights with us. Let's see, where did your Orangemen finish here? Let's see. Oh, they got into the top 20, 19th, 19th
Nice.
place.
19th.
There,
There you go.
there you
And
go.
I'll say this, when I was a Orange man, previous years to me getting to that school, we'd usually stay around that range. And then, as Marty Heher came in and changed the program, so maybe we're on the trajectory to win another national title in the future. So I'll have to talk to
Mhm.
Coach Bell and see what he thinks about that.
Yeah. And then 143rd, special shout out, Ryan Johnson of Air Force, a junior. So he's got time. He's got time to have the Justyn
Ryan
Knight
Johnson,
turn around. Yeah. I think you should send
you
him a message.
you are on the trajectory to be in the top 5 next year if we're going based off of me.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I think you made his day.
Yeah.